Welcome back to the Baxter Pringle Show. I am Baxter Pringle, and my special guest tonight is Kris Kringle himself, also known as Santa Claus. And Santa is here answering a flood of questions that have come in from our viewers via phone, fax, email, and even the U.S. mail.
Oh, my.
Oh, it's like 34th Street all over again, isn't it, Santa?
Oh, yes.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
Good heavens. You really are popular, aren't you, Santa? Now, let's see what we have here for questions. First question, why do you live at the North Pole?
You know, I get that question all the time, Baxter. It's simple, really. I like the neighborhood. It's kind of quiet. It's not much for climate, but, you know, it's just me and Frankenstein's monster and Superman living up there. And we just hang out every now and again. We'll get together and listen to Perry Como records. Not so much Superman. He's kind of snooty. But, you know, you can't beat the tax laws, and they have no extradition treaty at the North Pole, which is important. You may remember a few years ago when LaGuardia was mayor, they had all that get tough on crime policy, and, well, you know, technically what I do is breaking and entering, and the real miracle on 34th Street was getting me out of the 34th precinct. But we did some spin doctoring on that one, and I moved to the North Pole, and the rest is history.
Oh, wonderful. Oh, wow. The next question here is, how do you teach the reindeer to fly?
Oh, Lord. I wouldn't even presume to teach a reindeer how to fly. I couldn't get off the ground myself. I leave that up to the older reindeer, Dasher and Dancer, and Vixen gets in there to teach them the style and movement stuff, you know. But they do it all themselves.
Well, there's another reindeer question here. It says, how do you handle the problem of reindeer droppings?
Well, who asked that little question there? I'll bet it was Timmy Taylor, wasn't it? You watch that. Now, we don't have any trouble with reindeer droppings when I'm flying through the sky. What we do is give them special reindeer chow, and it's a total conversion situation where it goes to complete energy. We have a little bit of CO2, a little bit of water vapor. That's about it. Now, if they do get caught, and they're having a little Tijuana two-step as you were, what we do is we take a little stop actually in Tijuana, and they're able to do their business. They like it down there, though. It's excellent fertilizer. They call it el miel de Pringle.
Well, that was one of Timmy's. And he has a follow-up question, actually. What do you do with the reindeer when they retire?
Oh. Now, we just let them sort of hang out at the North Pole. They teach the younger reindeers all the reindeer games, unless they're different somehow or there's something about them that makes them special. Then we don't let them play the reindeer games.
Well, I hear the reindeer tastes quite like chicken, actually.
Oh, I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know about that. I'm a vegetarian, pretty much. I stick to cookies and cocoa.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, now, here's one. Why do you give coal to the bad little children?
Oh, well, that's a good question. You see, there are an awful lot of naughty children, and, you know, you want to send them a message, but you want to give them something they can use. And they do benefit from a little bit of coal in the stocking. They can throw it in the furnace, and it makes them straighten up for the next year. Of course, now that's a little anachronistic. There aren't too many coal burners out there at this point, so generally what we're thinking is we ought to, I don't know, put some sort of community service referral into the stocking, something like that. We're still working on it.
Quite the disciplinarian, yes. Well, now let me see. Well, here, actually, I'm glad this one's come up. This has been one of the questions I've had on my mind for quite some time, and that's, how do you get around the world and deliver all the presents to all of the good children in just one night?
Oh, that's a good question. I ask myself the same thing. It's not like we have it down to a science or anything anymore. I might be delivering 3 presents in a row in Cleveland, and then I go off to Frankfurt, and I realize, oh no, this puppy, it's supposed to be back in Cleveland. So it's back to Cleveland again. I don't know. We tried doing it alphabetically one time, but that didn't seem to help much.
No. Well, so what else have you been up to, Santa? Tell me what else you've been doing.
Well, you know, what with this media-soaked generation that we have here, we're trying to reach out to the kids a little more. Some of it is not working as well as I would hope.
Well, we just happen to have a clip of some of this.
No, not Santa-Palooza, please. No.
Nonsense. Let's have a look. We roll that tape of Santa-Palooza?
Hey, Seattle, ready to rock? You better watch out, you better not cry, you better not pout, I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town, yeah! He's making a list, checking it twice, gonna find out who's naughty or nice. Santa Claus is coming to town, yeah! He sees you when you're sleeping, he knows when you're awake. He knows if you've been bad or good, so be good for goodness sake. Oh, you better watch out, you better not cry, you better not pout, I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town, yes! Thank you! Thank you! Oh, yeah, thanks. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, that was a real bad idea. I think we had maybe 40 people show up in a 10-week run, but that's all right. We're working on some much better projects now.
We? You have a partner?
Yes, I do. Ted Stevens, come on up here. I want you to meet my publicist. This is Ted Stevens. Careful now.
So, Ted, how did you and Santa get hooked up?
I had been working for 15 years in the pit of Madison Avenue. I was tired of the office infighting and the backbiting, and I realized then that there was only one true good thing in the universe, and it was then that I started my pilgrimage.
Oh, you went to the Holy Land?
No, to the North Pole. Trekked on up north, took the ferry up over to Canada, then I just walked the rest of the way to the North Pole. Took me quite a while, and by the time I got there, I wasn't, well, I was kind of messed up, and the frostbite and bits and all. But the elves found me, and they put me back together. But the problem was they had never met a public relations accountant before.
Well, they certainly did their best. How's it been working out?
Oh, it's absolutely terrific. I mean, before Ted came along, I was no more well-known than any of the other saints, you know, but he got us all hooked up with that Coca-Cola deal there in the 30s, and excuse me, I'm a little parched at the moment. Ah, refreshing. That's the real thing. You know, for me, it's always Coca-Cola.
I think we get the point.
Thanks, boys. Well, it was after that things really took off. You know, I was in all of the advertisements, and then that Rudolph song came out, and Rankin Bass heard it. They said, oh, hey, we can use that to make a children's special. So we had all those animated puppet cartoon shows. But, you know, even though that was a real high point, it couldn't last forever, you know, because, you know, Santa gets a head cold, a reindeer gets lost, Santa meets the Easter Bunny, Santa gets another head cold. You know, we just kind of ran out of story ideas, and that kind of went by the wayside. So we're looking for some new areas to...
Yeah. Yeah, well, we're trying to find essentially a new way to get Santa cooking again, to put him back in the limelight. And with the reemergence of such childhood favorites as Captain Kangaroo and the Teletubbies, we figure Santa can just move right on in and stomp out the competition for the children.
Well, what's in it for you, Ted?
How can you put a price on a smile? How can you place a dollar amount on a child's delight? We don't know, and we're trying to figure that out. And when we do, I'll be getting 10% of every smile and all delights attributed to Santa and his subsidiaries.
Well, charming. Ted, I understand you have a new line of women's personal hygiene devices.
Yes, they're called sanitary napkins. Oh, it's incredible. It combines the warmth of Christmas and the soft, terry-lined delight of a absorbent pad that's also reusable.
You know, Ted, we didn't talk about this, did we?
No, we didn't. It was going to be a surprise.
Well, you certainly succeeded. We'll talk about this.
Well, what else have you got lined up?
We are thinking big, baby. We're starting to build things up. First of all, what is this about the 12 days of Christmas? We all know that the Christmas season starts just after Halloween. So we've got something new, a new project. We've already got the song written, and it's called The 60 Days of Christmas.
The 60 Days of Christmas?
What, not enough? I mean, hey, why does it have to be on December 25th? I mean, it's the worst day out of the year. Stores are closed. Traffic's a nightmare. So we're thinking about moving Christmas, actually to a nice, balmy time of the year, like middle of August.
You sound a little overzealous.
Overzealous? Did they tell Ted Turner, you're overzealous? Did they say to Bill Gates, hey, Bill, man, slow down, you're a bit overzealous? No, this is Santa. We're going to make Christmas the biggest enterprise in the world. For the children.
Well, I suppose that does explain the media blitz we've had annually for the last few years.
Absolutely. Now you can't pick up a magazine without seeing Santa's face in an article. We've been trying to do our best to keep Hanukkah and Kwanzaa from stealing our thunder. It's tough.
And what became of the talk show?
Oh, that was a real bad idea.
I'm sure our audience remembers when Santa tried to go head-to-head with me late night with his own talk show. Let's take a look at that.
It's time to get in line for Santa.
Well, Santa, this chart proves that an asteroid is going to destroy the Earth in 1999.
An asteroid? Why, that's very interesting. But, Doctor, what would you like for Christmas?
There isn't going to be a Christmas, Santa.
There is no way I am sitting on your lap.
Oh,
Jerry didn't tell
come
me anything
on.
about that.
Come over here. Tell me what you want for Christmas. You can use the safety seat.
Yeah, hey, so like we got this really cool CD. It's called like
That's really great, boys, but I think what the people want to know is, what do you want for Christmas?
This blows.
Let's get some grub, man. Let's go.
Yeah. Let's get some grub.
Oh, dear. Well, we figured after Chevy Chase bombed on Fox, we'd have a shot at it. But there's so much naughty stuff going on in the airwaves today, we just couldn't compete.
Well, that's very true, Santa. Now, Ted, you're a very busy man this year. I know you've got to leave, but thanks for joining us, and best of luck.
Boys, help Ted off.
Bye, Ted.
Oh, careful now.
So, Santa, now, going back to what we were just saying about all that naughty stuff going on in the air, one of our college interns asked this question. Are you a member of the Mile High Club?
Oh, no. Goodness, no. I would never ask the ranger to take me all the way up there.
Oh, are you saying you have trouble getting it up?
No, said that they would take me up there if I asked them to, but I'm a pretty wide load. I don't like to work them that hard.
Well, our intern's got a fairly strange sense of humor. She says, "Are you on Viagra?"
Niagara? I was almost in the Niagara one time. I was making that Buffalo to Winnipeg jump, and Rudolph had the hiccups. I almost went smack dab into the falls.
No, Santa. I think you know what I'm getting at. Have you spent any time in the back seat of that sleigh with Mrs. Claus?
Both of us in the back seat at once? I don't think so. Not with these padded behinds and the bag of toys. Oh, we'd never fit. we're much too old for those kind of college hijinks.
Too old? Well, how old are you, Santa?
Well, Baxter, I like to tell people that I'm as old as my tongue and a little bit older than my teeth.
Well, I bet they don't let you get away with that, do they?
Well, no. Actually, I'm 297.
Wow, 300 years of bringing joy to children at Christmas time. That's quite a record.
Yes, thank you very much.
Indeed, but you're aware of the old saying that you can't please all of the people all of the time.
Oh, yeah, I'm aware of that. You can't please everybody. Something like that.
Or something like that.
Yes.
Well, Santa, let me introduce you to a person that has a different take on that view of you as a generous gift giver to children. They have a different opinion. Here's an architect from Yerba Berba, California. Let's welcome Mr. Trumbull Martin. Mr. Martin, welcome to the program. So, Mr. Martin, we were just saying that you have a very different opinion to what most people see as this generous, gift-giving, jolly soul of a chap.
Yes, that's correct.
Well, we've been talking about how Santa's been spreading joy to children for the last 300 years. Is that wrong?
Absolutely. I'm here to say that this man seated to my left is a fraud. He's a fraud. You know, children all over the world make lists. They take a lot of time to make lists. And they take these lists that they make, and what do? They put them in envelopes, and they send them up to the North Pole, expecting this man to send what they want back to them. All right? And he doesn't do it. He doesn't do it. He has betrayed the public trust.
Well, now, hold on. This is a very serious accusation to make. What do you say to this, Santa?
Well, now, you know, I'm not the Spiegel catalog, Baxter. You know, the kids tell me what they would like, but I have to use a little bit of judgment, too. Now, let's think this through, Trumbull. As I recall, when you were 5, what you asked for was a cap pistol?
I was 5 years old, yes.
Yes, okay. Now,
it was a cap pistol with the, you know, the red and the cool ones. It was one of those.
Yes, I remember Johnny Commando cap pistol.
And yeah, and my friend Vic had one, and
Vic Slavin.
Yes, and I wanted one too, and I asked for it. I sent in my list, and I expected it back. I didn't get it.
Yes. Now let's think this through a little bit. You didn't get the cap pistol, and as I recall, Vic was pretty tough on you that summer.
He called me a sissy.
Yeah. Well, it was sissy wussy mommy boy, wasn't it?
Something like that.
Yes. Well, now Vic went on. He had his little pack rat friends, and he went on from collecting cap pistols to actually collecting quite an arsenal of shotguns, didn't he?
If I remember correctly.
A couple of AK-47s.
Just a couple.
Yes. I believe he had that rocket launcher.
At one time.
Yes, all right. And then he took these weapons. Didn't he go off into the woods someplace?
I'm not responsible for
now, come on. He took them off there because, as I recall, he was afraid that space aliens were reading his mail, and they were going to take that information and use it to enslave all the people in the world to their little monkey-brained captors.
That's what they tried to say. That's what they tried to say.
All right. Now, rather than getting mixed up in that whole malarkey, you received as a 5-year-old, what was it now?
It was a Johnny Architect playset.
A Johnny Architect playset.
Right.
And did you play with that at all?
Absolutely. It's my favorite toy.
Yes. So instead of building walls around yourself of hatred and mistrust, what you've been doing with your life is building bridges to tomorrow, building a society in which we can all live and be happier people, haven't you, Trumbull?
I guess, you know, I'm a successful architect.
Oh,
and, you know, that's because, you know, largely it's because of you. I just, you know, it's the cap pistol. It's the one thing I never had. It's the one thing I asked for. I wrote a list with one thing on it, that cap pistol, and I never got it. And Vic,
Trumbull, it was the one thing you didn't need, wasn't it?
I don't know what to say. I did.
I'm sorry. I'm very proud of that toy.
Please understand, Santa, we're presenting these other opinions, these detractors of your great work, merely for the sake of presenting an alternate opinion.
Oh, now, Baxter, it's perfectly all right.
Well, the producers thought it would make for a more entertaining segment.
Well, we want to keep the producers and the audience happy, don't we?
Yes, we do. Yes, indeed. Thank you, Santa. Our next guest comes to us live via satellite from Panhandle, Texas. She is Miss Raylene Dubois.
That's Dubois.
Dubois.
Dubois? It's French.
May I call you Raylene?
Sure, you can call me that.
Well, thank you. Now, Raylene, you're aware that we're on the program here with Santa Claus is here in the studio with me.
Hi, Raylene.
And you have something you'd like to tell us, am I right? Something you'd like to tell the audience here in the studio and all across America.
That Santa stole from me. He stole from me. That fat man, he stole from me.
You're saying that Santa Claus stole something from you?
Yes, he stole from me.
Really? You're accusing Santa Claus?
Yes, I am accusing Santa Claus, that fat man, he stole from me.
You're accusing Santa Claus of being a thief?
Yes, I am.
Well, Raylene, tell us what happened.
Well, it was last Christmas Eve, and I was staying with my friend Amber and her kids, and it was me and them and my babies, and Billy Bill, he's the daddy of my babies, and he actually kicked me out of my place, so I left him, and I went to stay with Amber, and it was a clean start, and it was my youngest baby's first Christmas, and it was cold, and Billy Bill, he gave me this brand new, beautiful 49ers jacket, and he told me that whenever I wear it, to think that his arms were around me, and when I left him, I took the coat with me, and it was Christmas Eve, and it was a new start, and I was at Amber's, and before I went to bed that night, I put out the milk and I put out the cookies for that fat man that stole from me. And when I woke up in the morning, the cookies were gone, the milk was gone, and my beautiful 49er jacket was gone. He stole from me.
Well, Santa, what do you say in response to that?
Well, gosh, Baxter, I remember a tall, chilly tumbler of milk and a plate of Oreos, but I certainly didn't take a 49er jacket.
Raylene, Santa says he didn't take your coat.
Yes, he did.
No, he says he didn't take it. Santa, did you leave any toys in the house that night?
Oh, yes, her kids were real good that year.
But so, Raylene, he left gifts for each of the children, didn't he?
Yes.
Did he leave more than one gift for each child?
Yes.
So, Raylene, he left gifts for all 9 of your children, is that right?
Wonderland of toys. You should have seen their faces. They were lit up like angels, like happy angels. I'm so sorry, Santa Claus. I know you would never do anything like that. I love you, Santa Claus.
Oh, Raylene, that's all right, honey.
I love you, Santa.
You love Santa Claus? You love Santa
Raylene?
Claus? You love Santa Claus?
Baby, I love you.
Well, which is it? Is it me or is it Santa Claus,
I love
Raylene?
you, baby.
That's right.
That's my jacket. Where
That's
did you
right.
find my jacket?
I took it.
You took it?
I took it, that's right.
But you said every time I wear that jacket, it's like you had your arms around me.
Oh, that is stupid. That is stupid. You know, everything that you have, I gave to you, so then it's mine. You know, everything that I gave you is mine, so maybe if you went out and you got a job and you get your own stuff,
but baby,
no.
Baby, you don't even have a job.
Oh, we're gonna go there again, huh? Oh, well.
I'm sorry,
well, I am.
baby.
No, I'm out of here. I am out of here.
Baby, please, no.
Well, it looks like we've lost the feed from Panhandle, Texas. I certainly hope those two can work things out.
Well, I'll tell you something, Baxter. There's somebody going to get coal in his stocking this year.
Oh,
and just a little bit of coal. But coal-a-rama.
All right, that's...
Oh, thank you, Marge. Oh.
Well, I see your every needs are attended to by these spry little fellows.
Oh, my elves.
Are
yes.
these your personal elves?
They're two of my elves.
Oh,
well. Anytime I'm going to be away from the North Pole for more than a few minutes, I take a couple with me.
So what are your names?
I'm Jingles.
I'm Chad.
Jingles and Chad?
Don't rub it in. All the onomatopoetic names were taken.
Oh, well, what's it like being an elf for Santa Claus?
It's the greatest.
It's the greatest.
Well, so, what's a day in the life of an elf like?
Well, for the morning shift, we'll wake up and we'll do some office work and make toys and, you know, like that.
And clean the stables.
And then an afternoon shift, we'll wake up and make some more toys and shine Santa's shoes, make him some hot cocoa and, you know, that kind of stuff.
That's after your little nap for lunch, is it? You wake up. Well, how long does this morning shift last?
Oh, no, from midnight to noon. Mm-hmm.
Well, that's a long time. And how long does the afternoon shift last?
From noon to midnight.
Well, that doesn't leave an awful lot of time for family,
Oh,
does
well, we're one big happy family.
The environment's just great.
Yeah, actually, I'm an orphan.
Well, I don't have a family.
I see. So did Santa take you in?
Yeah, we love Santa.
He's our best friend.
Well, really, that's such devotion. Would you take a bullet for him?
That's what we're there for.
Huh?
Oh, those pesky hunters. This time of year, they're shooting at anything that moves.
Well, couldn't you use bulletproof glass or something?
Oh, well, no, it would change the whole aerodynamics of the sleigh. Oh, these boys could explain it better than I can.
Aerodynamics.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, thanks, boys. That'll be enough.
I understand we have some children on the line. Santa, would you be prepared to take a few calls?
Certainly. I love to hear from the children.
Hello, Santa?
Hello, Laura. How are you? You've been a very good girl this year.
Thank you, Santa. Santa, can I have a teddy bear for Christmas?
Oh, yes, absolutely, sweetie.
And a Barbie?
Uh-huh.
And the Barbie beauty shop where she can give Teddy a makeover?
Yes, she's been really very good.
Can I have the car and the condominium and the Caribbean island playset?
Yes, you can.
And a puppy and a kitty and a pony?
Uh-huh, yes.
And a stable for the pony and a new house and a swimming pool and some fish to live in the swimming pool and a yacht so that I can fish in the swimming pool?
That's a pretty tall order there, Laura, but I don't see why not.
That's
sure.
enough, honey.
Well, I'm not done with my list.
Santa's very busy.
She's a very good girl.
I think we lost Laura. Well, now I think next it's Bobby on the line. Bobby from Tuscaloosa.
Hi, this is Bobby.
Bobby, I think this is Davy.
Hi, Santa. This is Bobby.
No, This is Davy, and take that finger out of your nose now.
This is Davy.
I know. What would you like for Christmas, Davy?
A Super Trog Deep Sea Action Demolition Team play set.
Uh-huh. Now, Davy, have you been a good boy this year?
Yes, Santa.
Really?
Mostly.
Uh-huh. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's make a little deal here, Davy. I'd like for you to let the cat out of the clothes hamper. I want you to put your sister's underwear back in her drawer, clean. I want you to take your cockroach collection outside before your mother sees it. You're going to scrape all of the vegetables off the bottom of the dining table. I want you to go and apologize to Mr. Pierce for putting sugar in his gas tank. I want you to go and apologize to Mr. DeVore for putting sugar in his gas tank. I want you to go and apologize to Mr. Lockwood for putting matches in his gas tank. And I want you to write a letter to the Kremlin and to The Hague telling them you're sorry and you won't be causing any more international incidents. Now, if you'll do those things for Santa, we'll be talking about some super trogs, okay?
Gee.
Now, Bobby, and I hope that's your index finger you're waving at me. You just take care of those things and you won't get any coal in the stocking.
Santa, that's amazing. How could you possibly know all those details?
Well, you know, somebody's got to keep an eye on the kids. I don't know what it is with today's youth. They've got their jazz phonograph records and their movie shows, and I think they're getting all kinds of conflicting messages in the media. They just spend too darn much time watching television.
Well, now that's a segue, because that brings us to the real reason you're here on the show, doesn't it? To promote your new situation comedy?
I think that this is really going to be a very bad idea.
No. Let's take a look at that. Roll the tape.
It's two cool guys in a one-room flat. One of them thin and the other fat. 6 flights up, no chimney down. It's the smallest pad in Motortown. It's claustrophobia. Claustrophobia!
Santa's a homie for the holidays in the smallest apartment in Detroit, and Puffa Puffa Rice Daddy is his roomie.
Santa, you been eating those jelly beans again?
Oh, Puffa Puffa Rice Daddy, you caught me. Did you smell them on my breath?
No, I smelled your jelly gas.
Oh, no! Open the window!
We don't got no window.
Whoa!
Hey, Claus, come on out! I know you're in there! Hey, I gave you the rent money. Didn't you pay it?
I swear I was going to, Puffa Puffa Rice Daddy, but I was walking down the street and I saw little Timmy Johnson looking in the window of the toy store. He wanted that Nintendo so bad.
Quiet. He'll hear us.
Yeah, I hear you. You're only 12 friggin' inches away.
But everything works out in the end.
Well, I guess everything worked out in the end.
Santa, you're the greatest.
Oh, Puffa Puffa Rice Daddy, you're the greatest.
Claustrophobia, Sundays at 9 on UBN.
Oh, my. Well, let's move right along from that.
Yes, please.
Oh, well, I hear we have a call from one of our earlier guests. It's
Santa?
It's Trumbull. It's Trumbull back.
Trumbull Martin.
Santa, you've changed my life for the better this time.
Oh, that's wonderful.
I just want you to know I'm going to begin work immediately on a Santa memorial.
Oh, now, Trumbull, I'm not dead yet.
A massive Santa museum where children from around the world can come to bask in the warm glow of the Christmas spirit.
Well, you know, that's a nice thought, but maybe we could come up with, I don't know, a home for retired Santas or something.
No.
Okay, well, how about an orphanage? We could always use more elves.
No, I don't think so.
Now, Trumbull. Come on.
Okay.
Okay.
But I'm going to name the Santa Claus Home for Wayward Boys, celebrating all things Santa and all things Claus.
No. What, that's a little ostentatious, don't you think?
I don't know. It sounds like not too bad an idea.
Well, It sounds like a pretty bad idea to me, but they all do, don't they?
Well, Santa, you know, it's been great fun talking to you, but our time's just about up. But before we go, we have a special treat. We've selected, it's a little 11-year-old Russell Witherspoon of the Ichabod Crane Preparatory Academy of Tarrytown, New York, and he's going to sing a special tribute to you. I think Ted may have helped him out with the words. It's the 60 Days of Christmas. Over to you.
Santa, on behalf of the children of the world, we'd like to wish you a Merry Christmas. On the 60th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 60 canines barking, 59 felines meowing, 58 anteaters eating ants, 57 wallabies jumping, 58 sloths slothing, 55 tigers pouncing, 54 pigeons pooping, 53 bears in PJs, 52 fruit bats swooping, 51 pigs a poking, 50 women eating sandwiches, 49 crickets chirping, 47 beetles burping, 46 frogs flying, 55 skeeters skating, 54 hammers tapping.
Thanks for tuning in, everybody. This has been the Baxter Pringle Christmas special, and we'll be back early on in the new year. Meanwhile, thanks for listening to